Now, Kalonzo Musyoka's recent political maneuvers can be interpreted as a long-term strategy to rebrand himself from a perennial supporting figure into a unifying national alternative. By aligning himself with influential ODM-linked figures such as Edwin Sifuna and Babu Owino, Kalonzo effectively weakens both President William Ruto's outreach to the opposition and ODM's internal coherence.
In 2027, Kalonzo ametosha jatosha. Kama alikuwa Azimio, Kalonzo alikuwa mzuri. Saizi kama Kalonzo ako opposition, sasa Kalonzo ni mbaya. Kalonzo amekosa nini so far? Amekosa nini so far? Ati tukisema pia Kalonzo tosha, ati Babu ni mbaya. Mbaya what?
Unlike William Ruto's approach, which relies heavily on incumbency, state power, and elite bargaining, Kalonzo's strategy appears to emphasize moral positioning, economic empathy, and coalition building among dissenting but influential leaders. This allows Kalonzo to occupy the political space of principled opposition at a time when economic pressure has heightened public dissatisfaction.
I have studied maneno ya Kalonzo Musyoka. Huyu Raila alikuwa anasema ati Kalonzo ni watermelon. Mimi nimeangalia, Kalonzo has been steadfast kwa msimamo. Raila amemchenga na kumsaliti for 15 years. Hajamwacha hata siku moja.
Welcome. This is Inside the Calling. Now, Edwin Sifuna commands significant political capital within ODM, not merely because of his official role, but due to his ideological consistency, articulated defense of constitutionalism, and vocal opposition politics. A large segment of ODM supporters, particularly the youth and urban middle class, identify strongly with Sifuna's politics, principles, and bold communication style.
Kwa nini mna insist huyu mtu ambaye anaua watu aendelee? Mimi najua Kenya hii, it cannot afford another 5 years of William Ruto. It cannot afford another year of William Ruto. Na nataka nimalizie kwa kusema, kwa sababu mmesikia watu wakisema hapa Sifuna anaelekezewa maneno. Hii vita yote unasikia nikipigwa ndani ya chama cha ODM ni kwa sababu moja tu. Nimesema Ruto one term.
Sifuna is widely perceived as representing the original spirit of ODM, reformist, people-centered, and resistant to elite compromise. This means that any political move involving Sifuna has ripple effects across ODM structures, from grassroots supporters to second-tier leadership.
Nataka nikutume kwa rais umwambie chama cha ODM hakimdai kitu chochote isipokuwa kutekeleza mkataba ambao alitia sahihi yeye na Raila Amolo Odinga. Kuna watu hawajui hiyo mkataba haikusainiwa na Sifuna ama Ososi, iko na signature ya baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Ukisikia mtu mwingine anakuja na kuambia kuna kitu kingine ODM wanataka, ati sijui mkae kwa meza. Mnakaa kwa meza kuongea na watu mkataba ingine na ile walisaini na baba bado hawajatekeleza. Mheshimiwa Musalia, ambia rais kuna mabroka huko nje wanakuja kumwambia ati kuna kitu tunamdai. Hatumdai chochote. Tunataka atekeleze mkataba yetu na baba. Tulisema mambo kama hii ya watu kuuawa extrajudicially iishe. Mtuambie hii ni nini? Mtuambie hii ni nini? Hii ndio tulisign. Hii kama ni hii ndio tulisign, mtuambie. Kwa hayo mengi, mimi naomba ndugu yangu Jirongo alale mahali pema peponi. Hii vitu inafanyika kutisha sisi ati tunyamaze baka kuiresa fuesi, lakini hatunyamazi bana.
His alignment with Kalonzo therefore symbolically transfers part of ODM's moral authority to Kalonzo's camp. Now there is also the question of vote mobilization from Luo Nyanza and Western Kenya. Now both Edwin Sifuna from Western Kenya and Babu Owino from Luo Nyanza bring more than personal popularity. They represent regional political gateways. Remember, they also command huge following in Nairobi, which is the capital city. Now in Luo Nyanza, Babu Owino is one of the most visible and outspoken politicians from the region, especially among young voters. His defense of the political establishment resonates with voters who feel economically marginalized and politically taken for granted. And in Western Kenya, Sifuna's roots and appeal among progressive voters give Kalonzo access to a region that has historically been politically fragmented but numerically significant. So together, Sifuna and Babu Owino help Kalonzo break the traditional ethnic silos by anchoring his bid in regions that have not always been firmly aligned with him, thereby broadening his national footprint. Let's look at ODM's dilemma and why the party fears ejecting Sifuna and Babu Owino. There is growing speculation that ODM may consider disciplinary action or expulsion of leaders perceived to be drifting away from the party's central line. However, ODM faces a serious political risk if it attempts to push out Edwin Sifuna and Babu Owino. Such a move would likely trigger 1. Mass sympathy from grassroots supporters, especially the youth, a narrative of intolerance to dissent within the party, and 3. A perception that ODM is punishing leaders for standing against William Ruto rather than for genuine indiscipline.
Kwa niaba ya chama kizima cha ODM, kwa sababu chama kinabeba wenye akili na washenzi, nataka kwa niaba ya wale washenzi niseme pole kwa matusi ambayo unaelekezewa. Na kama hakuna siku, wacha niseme bana, kama hakuna siku Mheshimiwa Uhuru chama cha ODM kimekuambia asante, leo nataka niseme kama katibu mkuu wa chama cha ODM, asante kwa kumshikilia baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Alikuwa anatuambia kila siku, wewe ni baadhi ya rafiki zake wachache ambao walikuwa wa kweli, na sisi tutazidi kukuheshimu kwa sababu tuliwamulika wanaenda mikutano ya siri kule Kilgoris kuuza chama kwa Mheshimiwa William Ruto. Tukawamulika. Unajua Nairobi, Aladwa yuko hapa Nairobi, unaweza ona mtu amekuibia simu, ukisema mwizi, yeye anageuka anasema mwizi, halafu wanaanza kukupiga. Kwa sababu tuliwamulika wanajaribu kunadi chama cha ODM kwa Ruto, wanakuja wanatuambia sasa ati pia sisi tunataka kukuuzia chama. Mimi mmeniona wapi na Uhuru tukidance kwa podium vile watu wanadance na Ruto kila siku? Tunakutana na wewe saa ngapi kuzungumza haya maneno?
Given the current economic hardship, high cost of living, taxation pressures and unemployment, many Kenyans identify strongly with the leaders who take a firm stand against the government. If Sifuna and Babu Owino were ejected, a significant portion of ODM supporters would likely follow them politically, especially if they align with Kalonzo Musyoka, whose opposition posture appears measured and consistent.
Babu amka. Baba ameenda. Babu, mbona hujaamuka uongee na Wakenya? Hiyo hujafanya vizuri babu. Tunakutambua kama baba ya saa hii. Baba amelala na wewe umekaa, tutaki kuongea na Wakenya. Babu, why?
We want to look at why Sifuna and Babu Owino choose Kalonzo over William Ruto. The decision by Sifuna and Babu Owino to stand with Kalonzo Musyoka rather than William Ruto going into 2027 can be understood through several lenses. A. Ideological consistency. Both leaders have built their political identities around resistance to policies they view as economically punitive. Aligning with William Ruto would contradict their long-standing public positions. Credibility with the supporters. Their political base expects firmness against the government. A shift towards Ruto would likely be seen as betrayal. Number 3, strategic patience. Kalonzo offers a platform that allows them to retain their reformist image while positioning themselves for future national relevance. And of course, D, shared opposition narrative. Kalonzo's calm but persistent critique of government policy aligns more naturally with their political messaging than Ruto's governance record. Let's not forget about the shifting political ground in favor of Kalonzo Musyoka. The political terrain appears to be steadily shifting in Kalonzo Musyoka's favor, not through dramatic populism, but through methodical coalition building. Kalonzo has demonstrated a growing mastery of attracting leaders who have strong grassroots following, carry moral and ideological legitimacy, and appeal to young, urban, and economically strained voters. By bringing together figures like Sifuna and Babu Owino, Kalonzo is constructing a coalition that cuts across regions, generations, and political traditions. This strategy gradually positions him as a central opposition figure capable of consolidating discontent into a credible national alternative by 2027. Therefore, in political terms, Kalonzo Musyoka's alignment with Edwin Sifuna and Babu Owino can be seen as a strategic outmaneuvering of William Ruto. It strengthens Kalonzo's national appeal, destabilizes opposition party calculations, and taps into widespread economic frustration. As more influential leaders gravitate towards Kalonzo, the perception grows that he is no longer a peripheral player but a central figure in Kenya's evolving political equation heading into 2027. Thank you for watching. Look out for our next episode. This is Inside the Calling.